Hi viewers, 11th standard accountancy, UNIT-12. Let's see the format of the profit and loss account. The heading of the profit and loss account contains the word for the year ended that we have to enter the end of the accounting period what they given in the question. Whenever you prepare the profit and loss account, the amount of the gross profit or gross loss brought down from the trading account for the first item in the profit and loss account. Okay, you always started prepare the profit and loss account. You have to first enter gross loss and gross profit brought down from the trading account. Okay, if we take trading account, all the direct expenses and cost of manufacturing goods are debited. In the same way, if we take the profit and loss account, you have to enter all the indirect expenses and losses is to be entered on debit side of the profit and loss account. Okay, what is meant by indirect expenses? Indirect expenses includes office and administrative expenses, selling and distributing goods or expenses, etc. We call as indirect expenses. Okay. What are the items or comes under the office and administrative expenses? That is salaries, rent and rates and taxes, printing and stationery, postage, legal charges, audit fees, establishment expenses, trading expenses, general traveling expenses, lighting, insurance premium, etc. Let's take selling and distribution expenses. Before that, listen, the cost of the purchasing goods we are going to enter in trading account, and the cost of selling goods we are going to enter in profit and loss account. Remember it, purchases goods, the cost of purchases goods trading account, the cost of selling goods we are going to enter into profit and loss account. Okay, what are the items comes under selling and distribution expenses? Carriage outwards. Remember it. Carriage inwards is to be entered on debit side of the trading account. Carriage outward is to be entered on debit side of the profit and loss account. Okay. Advertisement, commission, brokerage, bad debts or provision for bad. Okay, what is meant by bad debts or provision for bad debts? When you're doing business with your customer, there is always some default risk associated to receivable. It's an irrecoverable receivable that is called bad debts or provision for bad debts. And export duty. Listen, import duty is to be entered on trading account, but export duty is to be entered on profit and loss account. And package and packing and packing charges. Listen, apart from the office and administrative expenses and the selling and distribution expenses, we have some other expenses and losses. That items is to be entered on other expenses and losses. Okay, the heading under other expenses and losses. Repairs. So repairs means the expenses related to repairs. And depreciation, decreasing value from the fixed asset called depreciation. Interest charges, when you borrowed loan from bank, you have paid interest called interest charges. Discount allowed, provision for discount on debtors. That means to whom you sold goods, that person we called as debtors or your customer. You provide discount on debtors. Bank charges, which means bank charges for you. Interest on capital, you paid donation and charity. Loss on sale of fixed asset. Abnormal loss due to fire, theft, etc. not covered by insurance. Listen carefully. We have to enter the indirect expenses and losses on debit side of the profit and loss account. On the other hand, that means on credit side, we have to enter indirect income and gain. Okay. So before that, we have to enter the first item on the credit side of the profit and loss is the gross profit brought down from the trading account. Remember, if there is gross profit, okay. After brought down gross profit from the trading account, you have to enter indirect incomes or gains. Okay, what are the items comes under indirect incomes or gains? Rent earned, discount received, commission earned, interest on investment, which means investment is an asset. So from your asset you have received interest, that is called interest on investment, dividend on shares, bad debts recovered, profit on sale of fixed asset, apprenticeship premium, miscellaneous receipt, interest on drawings. So these and all items we called as indirect income or gain. Okay, after entered all the incomes or profit or gain, then we need to close the profit and loss account. Okay, so to close the profit and loss account after debiting indirect expenses and losses, listen. Okay, after debiting all the indirect expenses and losses and crediting all the indirect incomes and the gains, okay, if the total of the credit side of the profit and loss account exceed than the debit side, the difference is termed as net profit. Listen carefully. If the total of the credit side is exceed than the debit side, the different value is termed as net profit. On the other hand, if the total of the debit side is exceed than the credit side, the different is termed as net loss. Okay, the net profit or net loss is transferred to the capital account. Do you have any doubt? Please comment it on the comment box. Thank you. Take care.